You are a hoot.
I'm a hoot. I'm a hoot.
Sound like you're from Michigan.
Hey there, guy.
Hey there, guy. Aren't you a hoot? Don't you know?
Those are fighting words, guy. They're fucking fighting words. Does the Italian with that accent? Hey there, guy. You keep fucking talking, saying I'm from fucking Michigan. We're gonna have a problem.
Vinny, man.
No, there it's.
So the set.
I found out you're gonna want to hear this. I found an amazing story about where I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, I didn't know about this happening till recently, and I'm really pissed off I didn't know it because my biological father swears to God we are somehow related to Louis Joliet.
Who's that?
That's the guy that discovered Green Bay.
Oh,
He's also.
God. Doesn't every person in Green Bay fucking say that?
Yeah, pretty much. Father Marquette, Louis Joliet, everybody in Wisconsin somehow fucking related to these two fucking French dudes. I wouldn't doubt it though. Apparently they were getting their dicks wet in the whole spectrum of the area. They were getting it. There's some stories an otter might have got poked. I feel bad for the otter. Apparently there was some alcohol involved. Yeah, French guys. They don't care about hair. anyways, so this motherfucker, Jean Nicolet and Louis Joliet, they came up to Green Bay, and when they got to Green Bay, they thought they were in China. Yeah, they thought they had landed in China. I don't know, for some stupid fucking reason, they thought, hey, I'm in China. So, Jean Nicolet had a fucking Chinese, like, extravagant robe, like, royalty style robe that he had purchased that came across the Silk Road and shit, ended up in Paris, and he fucking bought that shit because his plan was, I'm gonna go to the United States, I'm gonna get on the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes are actually an ocean, and I'm gonna ride that fucking ocean to China. I'm gonna find the other way around. This was his thinking process. So he gets there, and the first thing he does when he sees the natives who are the Fox, they were called the Fox tribe, which most people would mistake them as the Oneidas. The Oneidas are not actually from Green Bay or the area. They were relocated after the British and Indian American Wars. With I believe his name was Chief Turtle or something like that.
Fox, also called Messikwaki or Messikwaki, or an Algonquin-speaking tribe of the North American Indians.
Best way to put it is they're the Mississippians. They're a Mississippian Native American tribe. The Mound Builders. Best way. We have tons of those everywhere here. And anyway, so he got off the fucking boat, looked around, and the natives, they hadn't seen a white man, but they had heard of the white man. And they had heard of the white man was they trade furs, they bring guns, they trade. They're a trading people. They're generally very friendly. So that was their thought process. So the natives weren't like hiding in bushes and shit like they would and then jump out and fucking whack one on the head and fucking drag him off and be like, why are you here? They just walked out and they were like, hey, what's up? What's good, fam? You got some furs to trade? We want some guns. We got furs. You got guns. We got furs. What's up? So, they didn't speak the same language and shit, but he did have a Native American interpreter with him who was trying to fucking tell him these guys aren't Chinese. Like, the interpreter didn't know what a China, someone from China looked like or who the Chinese were, but he knew, no, these are my cousins type shit. And so this guy, he throws the robe on.
And I mean, with extra steps, technically they're all Asian. They're just because of when the river,
Yeah. That's why my dick's small. I'm joking. Maybe.
I can't.
You never know.
I'm not.
I take enough Viagra, I could beat a moose to death. I'm pretty sure. That never works. See, you tell him you got a small one.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Hey, sometimes in a hunting situation, you ain't got
45 miles an hour in snow. I'm good.
Listen, I'm a Wisconsinite. If I ain't got no meat, I will eat him. Jeffrey Dahmer was onto something. Not in the way he did it. Not the way he did it. But I actually had this conversation.
I'm sorry.
Let me.
I don't want to have I don't want butt cheeks in my fucking refrigerator.
Before we get on to that story, let me finish this one quick. So he hops out the boat. The interpreter is like over his shoulder, like, nah, fam, focus. There we go. He's like, nah, fam, they're not Chinese, they're natives. Nicolay ain't hearing none of that shit. He has discovered China for some odd reason. China looks just like fucking Ontario, fucking Canada, where he just like fucking left
Newport
from.
News.
And so he throws the robe on, jumps out the boat, busts out 2 flintlocks, and fires these fucking things off in a show of fucking force. The natives fucking freak out. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They know it's a gun. They've never seen a gun, but they know that's a gun. So they're like, holy shit, run away. Everybody fucking runs away, and he's just standing there. And he stands there apparently for a few more seconds, drops the flintlocks, and pulls out 2 more, fucking fires them again. And he starts walking up the fucking beach, dropping these flintlocks, and pulling more out, shooting them off.
Usually the French had a pretty good relationships with the Native Americans because the French would
Mate, this was
hunt for furs. They would have the furs. They would sell. They would trade them with the Native Americans. The Native Americans would give the French guys what they would need to survive. There, like typical stuff like that, and that's why they had a good relationship.
But this was before that relationship was built. This was like the start of it. Like this is the first time that this is in like 16 fucking.
Yeah, I've never I'm great with American history, but like, actually, I really haven't.
I would assume well, Green Bay is actually one of the oldest settlements in North America. It was founded in 1614, which I think is when Louis Joliet
settlement.
Green Bay
American settlement is Jamestown is 1607.
But in reality, it would have been Lee Eric and what's else the other Viking that discovered Vinland.
They didn't have, there's no
still
proof
that is a proof. They fucking dug them huts.
That there was a settlement.
That doesn't matter. Motherfuckers built a hut. They built a hut. They were there.
We know that they eventually.
I mean, you can't discover something that people are already at. But
they already it's already a given premise that at some point, way before, 200 years before, there were those guys in fucking North America. Yeah. First of all, by a slew of very, very good luck, because holy crap.
They found that coin. They also found a Viking coin on the beach, actually around by you.
Coins, carvings into rocks, just a ton of different things. Stories from Native American tribes.
Well, they're the natives, the Ojibwe up in Minocqua, north of me. Pretty much, it's Ojibwe land. Potawatomi Ojibways. They both have story, and the Menoms, which is what my mom is half Menom. I know I don't look like it, but I am Wishnish. Anybody native will understand what I just said there. So Wishnish is white man, like white boy, like mixed mutt white boy is the best way to put it. So fucking they have stories of blonde-haired and red-haired giants, essentially, is the way they refer to them, like 6 foot tall. And the Menoms are not small guys. They're fucking naturally all Menoms. I've never seen a Menominee, like full Menom, under 6 foot tall, ever. They're fucking huge. They're like Dutch people. They are very big people. And even they said their stories were like these guys were somehow bigger than, like, we had never seen a man with snow-colored skin and red flaming hair that was like 6'2", wielding battle axes and shit. And apparently they came through on the Great Lakes with their ships. And so there's a story that there was a storm on Lake Superior where they were up there, up on the Ojibwe land in like northern Wisconsin, Minnesota-ish over there. Like, and this is around November, and Lake Superior gets fucking nasty in November.
It does.
Fucking nasty. You don't, I mean, it takes down fucking freighter ships all the time. And our freighter ships, Great Lake freighter ships, are fucking huge. They're the size of ocean liners and shit. Some of them are even bigger than ocean liners. But Lake Superior don't fuck around. And apparently it sunk. There was a storm that sunk. Like, the natives claim around 20 longships that the Vikings had arrived in. And they said there was hundreds of them. Hundreds of these Viking dudes. And they were stranded here. They got stranded. There was nothing they could do. They lost all their ships, but apparently somewhere in Lake Superior, and the cool thing is about Lake Superior, nothing decays. The water is so cold, nothing decays. Bodies don't decay. Like, anybody...
they definitely haven't found any bodies then.
No, they haven't found the bodies. The soot would be buried over. So you could use sonar to try to ping that shit, which is what they're attempting to do. They're trying to find those ships, what's left of them, because they're positive, like the way nothing really decays. Ships, metal. I mean, metal decays, but like the wood,
that's pretty difficult considering Lake Superior is freaking massive.
Huge, absolutely. It's
hence the name Lake Superior.
It's an inland ocean, but I mean, I think it's pretty tight. If they were to actually find that shit, that would trace back to the stories that are told here by the Native Americans. They're true, and they said that a lot of those Viking men intermixed. A lot of them didn't try to make their fucking way back. They didn't even fucking bother. They were like, "Oh, we're screwed. We're screwed. There's no fucking way we're getting back."
God damn. Like that dying. Like you ever just see a character in a game and they're like, "God damn, that motherfucker is ugly."
Whew. Oh yeah. That's me. They were to put me in a video game.
So we're gonna talk about the past week has been very wild for the Ukrainian government and the Ukrainian war. And every counteroffensive that they have done has succeeded, and it is just unprecedented speed, especially for like what you would call modern combat. Modern combats are usually drawn out way longer, in years and not necessarily weeks and months like this. But I'm gonna pull it up right now. If anyone listening, I would suggest you go to liveuamap.com. They have it's a public resource where you're able to find everything. I mean, multiple different conflict zones, not even just Ukraine, but specifically in this context, we're going to be talking about Ukraine. There is a Maxar. The Maxar, the little company that has all those small like imaging satellites.
Yeah.
And they just have a ton of them, but they're like all small. But they were able to get high resolution imaging of the bridge when it was still on fire. So
just seeing that fucking when that fucker went up though. Whoa! Damn!
I'm gonna try and figure out. Let me try and just. Okay, hold on.
I shut my window.
This is pretty difficult to do, but
I like the way the flags are.
There's nothing in the background but this beautiful background, but I want to have it where we're streaming the screen in the Ukraine thing so you can see. But here it is. And holy crap! Let's talk about this picture real quick. This is insane. So, as you can see, that's the big bridge, and there's the train. There's the fuel train right there. Oh, and it got stopped in its tracks. The explosion was so powerful that it destroyed.
Damn, whole chunk.
Yeah, that car that was left there exploded and destroyed.
I felt bad for that bastard too. As soon as I saw that car, I was like, "That motherfucker did not survive that."
Like a lot of people got worried. There's some more pictures as well, like this right here. You could see, and just the concussive wave, it just knocked that thing into the ocean. Now, I'm not sure if there's any casualties from this. I don't think there is.
Oh, there had to have been. There was like 3 vehicles there when that fucker went off. There's no way. That truck, the guy in the semi, the 2 vehicles that were in the left lane or the right lane traveling towards the Crimea, they're gone. They're dead. Those fuckers, those guys are gone.
They're either dead or they got knocked in the ocean. They got out of their car. They're fine.
Yeah. One of the two.
So,
but I'm telling you what, you landed in the ocean.
Since the last time we recorded, when Lyman was encircled, you hit that right on the nail. Like they did encircle it. So
I knew it.
I had an analyst look into what it was. So essentially, they encircled Lyman. They cut off the bridges. This road. Hold on. Let me see. I think it was this road.
No.
And this road, and then the Ukrainians took control. They of course had control of this one right here. So the only road out of Lyman was the TSO 513, which is this one right here, that goes out. Right? But Ukrainians bombarded that fucking road for 10 hours straight.
I told
you. They bombarded it wasn't until some forces over here managed to cover fire them enough. But the estimated dead is about 1,500. But here's the really shitty part: the occupied forces, I forgot the name of them, like the little forces they take from those occupied areas and sort of made them their own force. Yeah, guess
DPR?
who the Russians did? Up and left and left them for cannon fodder.
Oh yeah, DPR, fuck them.
No. Regardless of that, I don't care. Like, regardless, the soldiers are dealing with.
No, but I'm saying that's how the Russians felt towards it. That's the Russians are like, fuck them.
So what they did when these guys, whoever survived, was able to escape, the moment that they were saying, "Why did you leave us?" All of their guns were confiscated, and they were told not to do something stupid. It's a crying shame. This was hell happening when Putin was still signing the documents and doing the ceremony. That bridge was knocked out on Putin's birthday. Fucking bastard. And then we're going to go down here to the south. This right here is unprecedented. So all of the bridges, all of them, I think even including this bridge, are completely knocked out. So the Russians, there are about 25,000-ish Russians around here that can't get out, right? But the offensive line was up here. They've pushed that down because the Russians on both the northern offensive and the southern offensive literally just left. They literally grabbed their shit and started leaving.
If you're getting overrun, if you're getting overrun, your best bet is just pull back to the next line. But you always have to have a rear guard. Yeah, you always have to have a rear guard.
Yeah, this hasn't moved, but this definitely moved, and it's going to continue to do so. As you can see, like, this is like contested area, like newly grabbed, so it still hasn't been highlighted blue yet.
Pull out a little quick. Let me see what's. Okay, so it looks like if I were the Russians, go back down to that.
Good.
Okay.
Keep in mind,
so with the Russians around Kherson, and it's Kherson too.
Yeah,
you're not going to want to give that up without a fucking solid fight. So with if I were the Russians,
from what it looks like, their trend is they're probably going to leave it without a fight.
But if I were the Russians, and I imagine they're definitely going to try to put up a fight from where is that down there? Kokoshka. I can't really read it off your thing. Kapolka?
All right, here, this there. That's not even saying if that bridge has been knocked out. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is the Russians are going back to the river right there across, and then going down into Kherson, they're going to stay on their side of, and then once it gets into Kherson, they're going to stay, set up around the city's defense system itself. Set up the defense systems, get ready like that. But strategically thinking, then this is what I would do in their instance, is I would pull back across that river and set my forces up along that river. And then once it starts to funnel back into Kherson, personally, I wouldn't defend Kherson. I would. It's a lost cause. I would pull back fully across the river and plug in.
Look at that. That bridge is already destroyed.
Yeah, so
I'm not saying that they can't, but like from what it looks like, the resources they have, that this is not an option.
If they got their fucking pontoon systems,
and it just depends. By the time they do that, the Ukrainians might as well
could be on top of them. Yeah,
of it.
Yeah, true.
And but that is a power plant, and that is a dam, so a lot of flooding will happen.
Yeah,
you could see
that's a fucking thing to do. If I were the Russians, I would probably break that dam. I were the Russians,
that would flood Kherson.
Fucking, not my problem. This is war, motherfucker. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that was August 29th. So I don't know. The bridge could have been repaired by then.
Naturally, not. Oh yeah, they like engineers fucking work quick. Them motherfuckers work double time.
But yeah,
it's kind of what they're bubbling up there. Oh, it looks like they're kind of trying to hold on to that area.
Their area.
What's the front on Lehman look like?
Lehman.
Yeah, I've been at work all fucking. I haven't. So
Lehman, the front.
A little behind.
It depends, because it's been going so.
Oh
fast.
Yeah.
It's been going so fast. So this probably is already outdated, because they only report this every 24 hours.
And the Ukrainians have been super fucking quiet.
Oh my god, they keep on going faster and faster. But regardless, like I can't wait because if this falls, first of all, the Russian general that was in charge of this got fired.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a mysterious death.
I don't think that's gonna happen because he just got replaced. They had really no reason to kill him. But that's what's just been going on in fucking Ukraine, and it's been incredibly wild. Let's talk about TikTok for a moment.
No, hold that thought. Give me a second.
Holding thought. Viewers, this man, I've never seen him run that fast. I bully him too much. Yeah, by the way, if you're listening, share this podcast with your family and friends because we're trying to really push this to make this into a proper business so we can continue to make you guys content. But we're all kind of broke out here.
I have returned.
What'd you get?
What?
What'd you get? Fix your brim.
Cerveza.
It should be.
I like my brim.
Your brim. It's supposed to be curved down, you asshole.
No, I like it going up. I like my brim like that.
Yeah. So, but if you're listening to the podcast,
fine.
like I just said,
there.
Yeah, let's go to the podcast and listen, share it with your family and friends. Every military veteran, they're gonna love this type of thing. We're gonna be having more vets. There you go. Cerveza. Roast. There you go. And really, I'm gonna continue to have more vets on here. I mean, it's gonna be difficult because everyone has.
It has
schedules.
a very earthly flavor.
Me and
the aromas.
I don't even know how to describe his personality. Extra.
It tastes like the most exquisite piss I have ever ingested.
It's okay. Corona's
I love Corona.
Corona's maybe in the top 5.
Sponsor us, Corona.
No,
do it.
No.
Sponsored by. We're not sponsored by them. No. Okay.
The Bud Light night. Come on.
No, but you got to understand, Corona's making a killing off of pretending like they're not a domestic fucking beer. Like, you're gonna tell me that the country directly below me isn't considered a domestic fucking beer?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Because it's coming from a different country. It's gonna be.
They make it in Texas still now. I think they got a plant in Texas.
I don't know, but
no.
I remember when Corona sales were so low because people.
Chicago, Illinois for this one. This is made in Chicago. Yeah, seriously. Where is it? Right there.
Was it bottled in Chicago?
Yeah, made and bottled in Chicago.
Oh wow. Well,
so it's made fucking 400 miles south of me.
Down the street.
Yeah.
Down the street.
I could drive there in a day.
But
I've done it before.
I would like share this with everyone. We're really trying to make this into a like I know I'm not gonna be the type to brag for money because I'm broke, but let me make this serious. I just got 1 million views with a couple videos the other day, right? No, it's people say, "Oh my god, that's a lot of views." I'm like, yes, but TikTok only pays us like $30 for that. And and I'm not saying that money's not money because that money's definitely gonna help me.
But the money would improve the stream and our content and the quality of our content to make shit better for you guys. Because this is all funded by our own fucking.
Yeah,
$10.50. I dropped $400. I dropped $400 for this stream today, just so you can actually look at me.
$100.
I got the warranty.
You bought $100 micro. You bought hold on. Listen to this bastard and talk. He got $100 webcam, and you got $300. You could have just gotten
the warranty suffices nuclear holocaust.
The product warranty is a year.
No, I was joking. The fucking warranty.
I know.
Like $7. I only paid like 100 and some odd bucks, but no, total wise, 400 pretty much for like the Adobe and fucking everything. Yeah.
To do stuff, meaning I can actually I will straight up get a property and make it a studio if that comes down to it when it makes sense like that.
Which I'd say you just move out here by me into the woods. Into the woods, man.
I would not. I would rather move to Texas.
That's expensive there. Cost of living here. Okay, we're like northern Florida.
I'm gonna be in the middle of
Florida,
Texas.
Florida and Wisconsin are the same state, but
I
one's
would
in the
love to
south
also
and one's
move
in
to
the
Montana.
north. Montana is beautiful, but I heard they gentrificate it, or like what is that word where they like fucking do what they do in the West Coast and fuck it up.
City, what does it matter? I ain't gonna be living in no city. I'm gonna be living on my own property in the middle of nowhere where someone has to drive 15 minutes to get them out down my driveway.
You see me fighting a bear? Help the bear!
Help the bear! But regardless, the point of me saying share this with your friends and family and just in general is because $10.50 per 1,000 views. That's definitely going to help once we start making this into a business. And
in the podcast.
I don't want to like. I don't really.
I thought you were saying TikTok. I was going to be like, you're
no,
making how much per 1,000 of view?
I would. I wish. If that,
I was going to be like, they give me 2 cents if that for like 5,000 views.
Like, if they paid me that much, I would have already had at least like 100 grand at this point. Like it's not even kidding how much views I get on TikTok.
I've done the numbers. I've done the math between my views on TikTok and converted into YouTube, and I was just like, well, that was like fucking $8 million. Fucking.
Let me see how many views I've gotten just when I started the Creator Fund thing and started making money. Like, how many views that's been, and that's been since the 16th of last month. I've gotten, 12.8 million views, 110,000 profile views, 106 million likes, 27.6 thousand comments. My phone died.
Charge your shit, fool.
But regardless,
wait, I have a Samsung. I can charge through the camera.
No,
probably not, but I mean, if you put your phone up to mine, I can charge yours.
Like I could charge it later. I don't need it right now. But...
Apple motherfuckers hearing that, like, you can do what with your phone? I can also. The cool thing about Samsung, I
can actually fix my phone.
The power sharing. What do you mean fix your phone? The power sharing thing with Samsung, I could charge an iPhone too. Like if it's Apple.
Someone got their hands on 2 iPhone 14s. They replaced the screens. And immediately the phones were saying is like, we've recognized a non-Apple part on your. We can't recognize the part, and then it'll lock the phone until you take that part off. So like straight up, iPhone has gone from not doing anything about it, making it very repairable, and then making it impossible to repair unless you're an iPhone Intel.
It's like John Deere. If you own John Deere, anything John.
And do you know what John Deere farmers do? They open source rip them. Do you remember in the beginning of the war when fucking Russians stole
I got
a fleet of John Deeres? They stole a fleet of John Deeres, and John Deere was like pushed one button, and the things got shut off. Yep. Now, eventually, you can get them cracked open by just wiping the software and then putting your own in.
Yeah, but that's a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Really not.
I'm a lazy bastard.
Farmers aren't. Farmers are fucking not lazy. They are productive.
I know a couple that are quite lazy with automation happening.
When you have a tractor that stops working and it's $500,000 and you have a harvest to do, that could be a couple $1 million less in profit.
You want to know something? You want to know something I found out recently that I did not know? That they still made tractors. Lamborghini's
always made tractors. Yeah,
I know. Yes, this is the start, but I had no idea they still did
thousands and tens of thousands of them a year.
I found out by watching Jeremy Clarkson's Lamborghini tractor. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I remember that show. My friend, which actually he can't be on the podcast. He's got promoted in the Danish military, and it's at the point where he's on a command level, and he can't, unless the secretary of press,
he's got to be
press secretary of the entire Danish government is here. He cannot be on this podcast. So whenever he retires, get the
fucking secretary of the Danish fucking.
Nope, it'll be very official and scripted, and I can't. No, when he retires, I'll do it. But suffice it to say, I'm not going to say his real name. He's a good friend of mine, though. He has his responsibilities in it, but he works on a farm for his buddy and stuff, and they bought Lamborghini tractors brand new, and I think that harvest they were doing soybeans. Regardless, a lot of money that they needed moving, especially there.
I don't really know what Europe be fucking growing. Wheat, corn.
Weed.
Weed. I didn't know they were growing weed.
Amsterdam.
But that's just Amsterdam. The rest of Holland is like,
other countries.
Dude, the rest of Holland is super in Europe, super Christian.
Yeah, but in hemp production, which is just fabric production, it's not a bad thing. Regardless,
I do that here.
Plus,
there's
not
where I live.
Plus, they have like a medical. I think they have like a medical crop too that they do for industrial hemp production,
Yeah.
but like a hemp oil and stuff, but and hemp seed oil as well. It's just a ton of stuff. But regardless of it, your Lamborghini has always made tractors, and actually, Porsche has also made them. There was this Porsche commercial it's one of my favorite Porsche commercials.
Porsche's made a lot of things.
Porsche's hold on, we'll get into that. Hold on. So I saw a commercial, and it was there was this old German guy. He's like, hey, I need to bring in my Porsche, and it's like, okay, what's your model? And he told him, and the lady was confused, and had to grab her manager and was like, what's a so and so? And the guy was like, a tractor? They pull out, like, the commercial pulls out the old manual for the actual thing that was dusty and everything, and do it. They order the parts special, and they get the parts replaced on the tractor. And the whole point of their commercial was like, hey, we support you. Doesn't matter how old your tractor is. And you know what they gave him as a rental? A fucking Porsche. Which is a clever commercial. But when it comes down to it, I saw a meme that was made after that. It was like, I need to bring down my Porsche. So like, what kind of Porsche you guys? Like, Panther 2? I'm like, Panther what? Literally brings down a Panzer. I'm like, do you think Porsche would work on a Panzer? Do you think they would do that? I don't think they would. Maybe they would just for the fact that it's a Panzer 2.
I think in reality, no, I think there's enough fucking techs at Porsche that would literally fucking jump for joy at the mention of it. And they would have whoever the fuck they got in the computer system immediately finding the schematics. It's got to still be in there somewhere.
Computer system, no. This would be all paper.
No. But they generally plug that shit in. Every fucking company I've ever or that's like ancient
honestly,
shit would take old paperwork and plug it in.
No, Germans are notorious for their paperwork.
And I mean, it's on the internet too. I mean, it's not hard to fucking find.
Well, no, but yeah, they can find stuff on the internet, but they would want it from official Porsche records, and schematics and stuff that isn't technically open source. But regardless, I would love that. And also, I've had so many conversations since I've had the memes and stuff about if Russia invaded the United States. The first thing Southerners say is, give me that free freaking, 5th generation AK-47, please. Russian tanks. Yeah. It takes one Southern guy to have a tractor and tow a dead T-72 into his fucking barn and not tell the TSA about it. Or ATF.
I would probably consider the Midwest region where I'm from most dangerous.
No, I would say the South. The South, pure and simple. I'm sorry.
I imagine the South.
We have way more trees. The most dangerous place in America to invade would be the Appalachian Mountains. Period.
Oh, yeah.
End of story. Then you got all of the South. Here. Then you have the people that live in the Colorado mountains, in the Rockies. And then you got, of course, people up in Wisconsin and stuff like that. Listen, the only way to any enemy that is just analyst.
I'm saying by means of being armed. Like, yeah, Texas is fucking armed. Hell yeah, Texas is fucking armed. Most of the South is armed. Southerns are very armed. Up here, there's a lot of people that are organized. I know they're organized down there, but it's always extremely organized.
People in Minnesota, Wisconsin,
everybody knows. Like, the terminology of this area is militia country. From Minnesota to Michigan, it's militia country.
Yeah, also a lot of the white supremacist groups too. Unfortunately,
fucking where?
They're there. They exist.
Never seen any. I know Threepers. I know there's a couple. I can't stand Threepers.
Here's the thing that anyone.
Because you're just Proud Boys.
No, there's more than just Proud Boys. There's a lot of actual real domestic militia groups that I would classify myself. I would literally classify them as terrorists because they don't give a shit about anything. They want to just be assholes and not the good type of asshole. I don't like those guys. No one likes them. But here's the thing: if you're from Britain, if you're from Europe, if you're from Australia, you're from somewhere in the United States, and you always hear stories. Listen, people outside of the United States make this stigma to say any militia, they're just white supremacist groups. Shit, there's militias that are only native and of minorities. Okay, that like that. Some of them are not the good ones that specifically hate white people. But then, of course, there's the mixed ones, and then we have the military background ones where it's just the Marines and Army guys and Navy guys all hanging out together. Listen, there are more good militia groups and organized, like, gun groups in the United States than there are bad ones. Yes, there are bad ones. We're always going to have bad ones. We're going to have those commies, but we don't support them, and if they start shit with us, they're not going to have a good day.
Oh, but fuck no.
If you're a KGB agent, first of all, move. Don't be a KGB agent. That's not good. You're literally a dying breed. Get a new job. But if you're a KGB agent working for, Make-A-Wish fucking patient Putin, understand this. The only way you're going to win in America is if you try and nuke us, because there's no way otherwise.
I don't think that would even go well.
We have been doing us all a favor. I'm sorry. Give us a reason. We have 200 years of since the revolution. We have 200 plus years.
And another thing I find funny that they picked this time to do this. We have probably the most disgruntled young generation America has ever had. And that always leads to, like, when it comes to combat and shit like that, like, that's how wars and revolutions throughout human history have always had, you got a disgruntled young generation.
Be careful.
You have a disgruntled young generation for warfare. That's fucking great.
Oh, it's
because
great.
They don't care. They don't give a damn.
There was a conversation.
We are not sponsored by Lucky's, but I managed to find a pack of Lucky Strike, and these are great. I like them.
How I remember seeing a pack of Lucky Strikes in those old MRE ready meals for the old food rations.
They're good, dude. They're strong. They're filling.
Why are you smoking it in your room? Smoke it outside like a real man.
Because I'm talking to you right now. I can't bring the camera with. It's not fucking Bluetooth.
I would say this to the people that are conversing, the idea of in the Ukrainians' eyes, they're being invaded. So a lot of people are going to be very prideful, and this has been since 2014. This is not new. They've been harassed for fucking almost 10 years, and now you finally try and take it out on them. Worst mistake. And then remember the Russian government's learning that fucking right now, every day, every hour.
Mm-hmm. I remember back in 2013, 2014, when all this shit was going on, and I was trying to talk about it in my history with my history teacher. Great woman, lovely woman. I forgot her damn name, but one of my most favorite fucking teachers I ever had, because she was one of those teachers that kept it real. She was older. She was about 50, 60.
She's too old to sugarcoat.
She was an older hippier, kind of woman. She was a hippie, definitely, but she wasn't like an aggressive kind of hippie where if you disagreed with her, she would be an asshole and denounce you and say a bunch of dickheaded shit. Yeah, exactly. She would actually debate you and talk, and she'd listen, which is where I always think, if I disagree with your opinion, I am still willing to listen to it. I am still willing to hear you out. I think that's what everybody needs to do when it comes to discussing things, rather than shut down, block it out, whether you disagree with it or not, whether it's, truth or false.
At a certain point,
have a discussion and keep it civil. You don't throw slurs and shit and fucking yell at each other and just be dickheads, which is a major issue in this era right now, where
especially with people like Andrew Tate, who is just honestly so hold on. Andrew Tate got nothing
against Andrew Tate, but every now and then it's like anybody.
Honestly, no.
I have nothing against him. I just think he says some stupid shit every now and then. I do still find it pretty fucking funny.
Dude, every video I've ever seen of him,
them damn memes.
He's purposely sexist. He's purposely misogynistic.
That's his thing. That's his niche.
But guess what? That doesn't work.
He's selling it. He's a hustler.
He's not.
He's a hustler.
He's lost millions of dollars since every social media network has said no. If you are even on his podcast, no, the internet still has places for him, and that's fine. Great, whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to flock to that asshole, good luck. I'm not gonna go. But
I've never watched. To be honest, I've never watched anything for the guy.
I'm all for First Amendment. But the First Amendment protects you from the government, not from corporations or like specific companies. Companies can dictate what can be said or not said on their platforms. Now, generally, they like to do that, but everyone hates Andrew Tate most people hate Andrew Tate. So the YouTube or Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, they were feeling pretty okay with banning this asshole because no one likes him.
Which I think is, I still think it's wrong. I still think it's wrong because, again, I am a 1A supporter. I don't care if I disagree or agree. You still should have the right to say what you want to say and give me the right to call you a fucking asshole or a fucking idiot. Which
but here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Allowed to say that.
Here's the thing. He has a platform still. It's the internet. There are other platforms, so it's not really infringing on his rights per se. Because at the end of the day, the government is not shutting him down.
The internet is. I think the internet is the first thing the human race has ever created that of the universe. It is an endless cycle that is never ending, and it will only fucking end essentially if, per se, the universe collapses. Because even when we're dead and gone, all of the shit like us right now talking is on the internet, and it's broadcasted out into space. It's traveling. It's fucking out there,
well,
and it's
internet. It's radio frequencies.
So yeah, but like your hard drive. Take it for instance, like if the planet got smacked by an asteroid and it exploded,
the data's still gonna be.
But your hard drive and other people's hard drives are gonna. Some of them are gonna fucking survive and get propelled out into space. Just for some freak fucking nature thing, they'll survive and they'll get launched out into space, and then per se. Millions of years, thousands of years, another alien.
The more you move your hands, the more your camera.
I know it's fucking. It's
you just get it.
Put my hand down.
But
I know it's pissing me off with this camera already. The fucking focus problem.
I'm assuming there's settings where you can turn off autofocus, and then set it to like exactly where you need it. But
I'm a caveman.
I will say Andrew Tate, regardless
really
of it,
though.
I'm trying to get to my point. Hold on, the Andrew Tate thing, or to the KGB agent. Listen, analyze it all you want. Listen, you just might as well nuke us because it's not gonna work. But to the people who live out in different countries who think we're all like white supremacists and stuff like that, it's like really.
Oh, I'm so sick of that shit.
Here's a simple rule set, okay? And this is just a simple thing. If you want to talk to an American, a true like thinking about like blue collar worker, like country, Midwesterner, Northerner. Here's the simple rule set.
Oh, my sheet blew up.
King George thought it was a good idea to tell us what to do. So he had to face a lot of dumped 90,000 pounds of tea into the harbor.
And he was also fighting Napoleon at the time. Was that after?
They were.
No, I think it was during. I think it was during and like it was prior and during.
Generally, but regardless, the fucking asshole thought, I'm gonna tell these people what to do, even though they're fucking 10,000 miles away. Listen, buddy. Don't tell an American what to do, how they should feel, how and what they should do with their policies and with their country. Worst mistake you should do. Stop that right there, because it's never going to change, and we're not going to listen to you. People then call us like bigots and all these other shit. Listen, don't tell us what to fucking do. We're not going to fucking do it. Kiss my ass. That's very simple. It's a very harsh way of saying it.
It's the best way to put it, though. I mean, we're going
people say that, call it, they immediately go for it because they have this socialistic mindset. They call us nationalists and fascists if we have, like, for example, the flag.
Pride for my country?
Yeah,
pride for my country.
Here's my thing. I don't
pride
give a
of
fuck
my heritage.
about my government. I give no fuck. Every American hates their government.
I personally dislike I extremely dislike my government as well.
The government has done nothing for me.
No.
Period.
They've done nothing.
The military has done something for me because they've, our family. But regardless of it, it has done nothing for me. This country, that flag is older than our government. It means something completely different.
Yeah, I love my flag.
What I mean is like, so you're telling me is like I can't be happy about the place I fucking live, the place where I'm like raising my future kids, the place where I'm having a wife and having friends and like having the rest of my life and my memories. You're telling me I should be angry at that, and they should say, yeah, you should. It was like, good luck. It's not fucking happening.
No, I didn't fucking do it. We didn't fucking do it.
And people think, oh, it's nationalists. I was like, listen, just because nationalists are obsessed and jerk off over a flag, I'm not going to jerk over the flag. I'm going to have a lot more respect for it because it means something on its base level. It's my home, and I will die for my home. If there is if someone invades us, right? Pick my ass up from Wisconsin, and we'll handle that shit the way we know how to handle it.
Pretty much.
I'll pack my shit up. I'll pack my shit up. We'll fucking leave. I will sell all my shit, and will not really sell all my shit. I'll just be like, I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be like, where are you going? I was like, where do you think?
We got a saying. We got a saying here in Wisconsin specifically. In case anything ever happens, the trees are going to be speaking Wisconsinese. It's the best way to put it.
And especially
it's hard to fight a motherfucker under a tree canopy. You can't. Your drones ain't gonna do too much. I mean, like, you got thermals, that'll work. But
see, here's the thing.
Even then, the heat and the shit that the signatures.
What do you mean? What do you mean there won't be no drones? I'll give you the most sophisticated aerial defense system on the planet. We have the most sophisticated air defense. Yeah. We have this the United States has the most sophisticated air defense, missile and air defense systems on the planet. The most. When he gets his headphones on, podcast listeners, he had to go close the window. But I had a person saying, our military is the most trained.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said they were the most trained, and someone says the most trained doesn't mean the most good. I'm like, yeah, it does. That's exactly what most trained means. We have the best pilots on the planet. We don't really
focus on infantry, to be honest. We never have. It's always been aerial warfare for us. We'll pound your ass to the ground.
Man, you just pissed off a lot of Marines and a lot of Army guys.
But it's the truth. It's the fucking truth. The American doctrine is we'll beat your ass from the skies.
Like the ground. We'll also do it from the ground too.
You need a ground. It's like the Packers. It's like the Packers. We have a dynamic duo.
I'm sorry,
bitch. But it's like the Packers. You have a dynamic duo at running back, a ground and pound. Hand out. I keep fucking the focus up. I got to learn that. Okay, you got a dynamic duo at running back with Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and fucking they're set up that way. One's a hard hitting running back. AJ Dillon's fucking he's a power back. He smashes into you. Whereas Aaron Jones is the cutback. He's real finesse. He's real quick. So it's kind of like the Marine Corps, the Army. I can just run at you head first. What's up, bitch? Pink, and fucking headbutt you. Whereas the Army, the Army's got a little bit more sophistication to shit. They're fucking get the money. They got the money, so they're gonna feel a little more sophisticated. But the Packers don't kill you with the running game. It's Aaron. It's the air game.
Yeah.
When, he beat the shit out of you on the ground, and the next thing you know, here comes that fucking bomb over the top. It's the same way with the Americans, our style of fighting, which is we're gonna pound you hard or pound you finessely, and then we're just gonna fucking the whole shit.
Podcast listeners, close your eyes and re-listen to that in your mind. It's really inappropriate. But no, here's the thing. There's about 1.4 million active duty military personnel, men and women across this country, all split up between the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, Marine Corps, and then of course the other branches like Space Force and Coast Guard. And of course we have the National Guard, but then we also have the National Guard and stuff like that, and that is technically the militia. That's what the National Guard is. But we also have about 19 million veterans that are currently still alive right now, and then since 9/11 we have about 3 million. And about 34 to 45%, probably close to 50% of those 3 million are combat vets and have experienced combat. So and are sitting at home, either doing their job, like I have a job, or don't have a job, would do nothing happier than if someone's invading the United States. You're not just talking about what we have and what our Air Force has. You have to deal with all the combat vets. And if we're not even talking about the combat vets, or we're just talking about the civilians, think about it. If we even half the 19 million, right? What's half of 19?
Half of 19? Fucking like 8, 9.
Right? And then you add about 10 million gun owners, American owning the gun owners. You have the largest. When Americans say the largest freestanding army in the world, we mean that shit. You're gonna see an army that hasn't been seen since the Soviet Union had about 20 million. Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna. We
have the largest manpower reserves on Earth. We have the largest youngest generation. I think, right? America statistically has the largest younger. Us, in 20s, 20s, 30s.
People always saying like China has like the most, or like North Korea and all this. Like, first of all,
but they're all in their 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm. And they're
ancient. They're old. They're useless for combat.
And when it comes to China, they have a decently young populace because they have they still have a lot of people.
They got a lot of people, but it's not what it used to be. I mean, I would put it on these. I'm pretty sure they have a smaller, younger population than here in the U.S.
When it comes down to like pride, you know what I mean? Oh my back. Chinese soldiers, I'll give them that respect. They have their pride for their country.
Oh yeah. Well,
they're People's Republic of China.
They're kind of like us. They do indoctrinate their young very early, which is, you know, we do it as well. That's how I became a Packer fan. That was
all right.
Nation. So, like as soon as you showed up at kindergarten, they were like, "You're a fucking Packer fan, and if you like the Bears, get the fuck out."
So did Razor give you some like software, or did you just plug her in?
I plugged her in.
So I would go to Razor's website, look up the webcam name, and look up software. Maybe there's some software where you can turn off autofocus because it's doing.
It gets itself fixed.
And I was talking about video. If you're listening to the podcast on any of the other platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or stuff like that, you can go check us out on the podcast, the Fundi Crew Podcast YouTube channel. If you want to really find it, just look up the Fundi Crew Podcast on YouTube. You're to find it. But if you're on TikTok or something like that, Linktree in the bio there. It's pretty nice. What's up? You're just messing with the camera.
I'm figuring it out at the moment.
I don't know why.
Oh, and I'm figuring out that it's fucking light in the back. It's the sun.
Yeah, I think
sun's
it's
setting in the east, and the fucking sun setting behind my house, which is in the.
I think the sun is really not helping it either, because it's.
No.
Oh my god! It's. Anytime you move, yeah, and I haven't had anything in the merch store actually. Let me check. I'm gonna check this off screen. Because I just cashed out the Teespring, $26.
Nice. I haven't even fucking looked at it yet for myself. Hold on. Hold that thought. Bathroom break.
Well, let's talk about this. Yeah, Teespring. For anyone listening, we have a bunch of merch stuff. Oh, I have a bunch of merch stuff, and I'm just blanking on the word PayPal. And right now, I'm just checking on that PayPal. Because I need to make sure that the money is transferred. Because PayPal, I hate you, PayPal. Listen, I'm not even going to be nice to y'all. You suck. It's like the most aggravating thing to wait for funds, and y'all don't even give me the chance. It's aggravating. But, yeah, trying to really make this into a business. Once I get enough money, I will be registering this as a... Oh... I think I went on the wrong account. No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. Yeah, if anyone in the comments knows about PayPal, just let me know. Yeah, I'm trying to... It still hasn't showed up. That's annoying. Yesterday, I had... You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
So yesterday I had to be on the phone with PayPal for like 28, like almost 30 minutes.
I had to do that shit too. Let me guess. So
no, don't get me wrong. This lady, I tell her, so when you hook up, when I was trying to hook up my bank account, right, to my PayPal, so I could then transfer funds in backwards and forwards if I need to.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare because it says, oh, there's a maximum amount of USA account, or, you know, blah, 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 whatever. I had to call them. She manually did it. So what you do is you put in, they ask for the routing and the account number because that's the way they can connect it, and then they confirm it for you so you don't have to go through the processes. It's instant. It's great. She put in the wrong number. And I read it out to her twice. And then she had to come back, put me on hold, and do it again. I was really confused. Teespring takes forever. I'm assuming to transfer funds because I have not received it.
Nothing yet?
No, not yet. They did say 5 to 7 business days, which, by the way, is a long time.
See, that's what I like about TikTok. That shit's instant. That shit saved me this week before I got paid. I ended up cashing out a TikTok just to keep going.
So here's my how long does it take for? Does it take?
It's instant. It was fucking instant for me.
I'm talking about for you to cash out. Does it take 60 days after you've that month?
Okay, so take it for no. Okay, so take for instance this month, at the end of it, you have to then wait till the end of the next month. So,
Okay,
yeah,
so at the end
days.
of this month,
they say 30, but it's really 60.
So
yeah.
60. Okay.
Your first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't able to cash out.
7 to 10 business days to process.
I got monetized in January, and I wasn't able to until fucking March.
What I will do when I get a little bit of the money is I will be getting like actually when I get a lot, like I think like when this starts pushing along, I will get the time to buy samples from Teespring. That's what I love about Teespring. You can
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah,
you can buy cheaper like samples.
I was for the podcast. I was gonna wear my own. Yep.
I could not even just the podcast. Every time I do a video, I'm be like, "Where'd you get that sick T-shirt?"
Yeah, I made it, motherfucker.
No, like there are so many. Like, listen, there are 500,000 people, right? For those Wisconsin, no one's bought the Wisconsin shirt. No one's bought the USS Wisconsin shirt.
You want to know why? Because you ain't from Wisconsin.
Oh, whatever.
We're prideful people. You can't fucking make a buck off of us and our lineage.
When people say, I heard people say it's like, you should probably donate that money. I'm like, I will eventually love to do donation stuff and charity work, and then also like museum work and earning money for that, right? Like saying like all of the proceeds of this specific shirt out of the drop of like 18 different designs or like 10 designs, all of those sales go directly to the museum and stuff. Like I would love to do that, but I don't. No one buys. Like I've had hundreds of comments saying they would buy the shirt. Yeah, I'm buying some.
And then no one buys it.
And I'm never gonna get mad at them for not doing that because of course that's their choice and we're all struggling right now. But like, come on,
yeah.
man.
Help me out.
I will.
Help me some money.
I need to like
steal your parents' credit card. Steal your parents' credit card.
Don't do that. No, but like I would love to have more. Like with all the views I'm getting on TikTok, there's no excuse I shouldn't be making money because Teespring has their like they have their Get Your Spring score, which tells you with your views. It tells you how many followers you have, which recently I think I'm at 89K followers. Let me put that number in, and I'll put my TikTok link. It gives you an estimation or guesstimation on how much you would make. And
on YouTube.
I'm gonna check. No,
I know,
it does it for YouTube as well. Yeah.
You know, I did my shit. It was like $8 million they fucked me out of. If I was on YouTube, it was $8 million. I was like, damn.
I haven't checked the Spring Score. It says earn more by promoting your products frequently, tweets, stories, posts, videos. It says if I do it bi-weekly and people actually start buying, I could be earning 2.5 to 4K a month. If I do it once a week, 4 to 8K. I would love that because you know what I would do with that money? I would save up 20, 30, 40. No, not invest. I would invest in a different way. I would buy an actual
in the podcast and the show, motherfucker. Well, I mean,
would buy a.
You can't really be a part of the internet show I'm putting together till you come out here. I mean, we could try. We could try to do like a co-anchorship. Oh yeah, we could we go live to Fundi. He's in Washington D.C. What's going on, Fundi? Shit's on fire. Shit's on fire.
So much traffic out here, man.
So much traffic. We go live to the weather.
I'm stuck in bumper to bumper traffic on the I-95 northbound. Fuck this state. God damn it. No, but like Teespring, other than their website's super glitchy sometimes. Like I can't, if I put too many products, the website will crash. Yeah. If I try and use like, hey, I'm going to put this design on literally almost everything they have, that website will crash.
I made that for charity and shit. I made that Ukrainian Foreign Legion fucking apparel. Mm-hmm. And they took it down because someone tried to copyright the American flag. And I had to explain to them that every flag after 1990 created is copyrighted, but every flag created prior to 1990 is not copyrighted, which means the Ukrainian flag that was created in like 1848. Yeah, same year Wisconsin was founded. I have it on my hat. Yeah. 1848. That was when the Ukrainian flag, that one right there, was fucking made.
Yeah, no, it's 1961. Like people, but here's the thing.
I had to explain it to them, and then they put my shit back up.
Yeah, so Teespring, they're great. They're amazing. I get my own free store. I get print on demand, meaning I have the choice to do batches, right? Which is great. if I want to actually sell it on my own store and ship it my own self, right? Global fulfillment, 180 countries. So if people say that, like, hey, does it ship to my country? It ships to your country. Don't worry. Like, unless you're in like a select handful other than those 180 countries. I can sell on my social sites. So if I get monetized on YouTube, I can put it on YouTube thing. Instagram says I'm disabled, has always said I'm disabled on ad, because apparently I put an ad on Instagram that was up against their community guidelines or whatever. I've never used an ad. That's my personal account.
I hustled Facebook for like $300. Yeah. Like
Creator?
with ads, like promoting shit, the bastards never took it out of the account. So then I just used the money at a bar, right? And then like 6 months later, they were like, we tried to charge this account, and I fucking messaged back like, I made those purchases a year ago, and you just now tried to take the money out. That's not my problem. That's you. Get better. Get good, motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, fuck off. What are you gonna do? Take me to fucking court over something you fucked up on? Suck my dick. I had the money. You took a year. You took a year to try to pull the money out. That's your own fault.
Creator and fan support. So I can put in like if a fan notifies me, I can put in like, here's their order number, they're having issues, please contact them. Fans have their own support network that Teespring helps them out on. So like, I never really have to contact, like, if there's any graphical issues, like I'm speaking to all my viewers and my fans here. If there's any graphical errors or product errors with your products, talk to Teespring. They'll handle you out. They'll make sure you get a replacement. It's not going to affect me. It's on Teespring's. It's Teespring's job to, they sell the legitimacy of a product being a certain way, right? And if it's not the certain way, they'll either notify me or they'll fix it themselves.
Yeah.
But also selling digital products now, I think that stuff is dumb, like NFTs. I'm not even know. I'm really debating on deleting all the products except for like the St. Javelin and Wisconsin stuff, and doing it from the ground up, because I'm really trying to figure out the merch. If I can just get this merch thing down and people start buying it, first things first, whole new computer setup. This computer will turn into a streaming computer and an editing computer for everything else, and the new computer will be for a bunch of other stuff. I'll be able to get audio equipment, recording devices like mobile ones that have XLR inputs, so I can have multiple microphones if I'm ever at a place or some event, and we can record and do stuff like that. Plus,
how do you feel about the political current climate? Speak into the bottle, please. No.
I want a hamburger.
Hamburger!
I would really love a cheeseburger.
Actually sounds good. I'm supposed to order stuff.
I want to shout out Logan Paul. I think he's grown up a little bit. With his podcast, he's not being what he was. He's trying to be very like not
grown up,
but his fucking brother is not.
Logan.
Logan
don't give a fuck.
His younger brother is whatever. He had Shaq on his podcast. Don't get me wrong. The company he has, Prime, the thing, it sells out constantly. He's a successful business owner on his own now.
I was gonna say, because they sell that shit at the fucking Woodman's down the Green Bay.
It's always sold out wherever I try and find it.
People like it apparently.
Yeah,
I've never had one, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Logan Paul, if you're seeing, or Jake Paul, if you're seeing this, fucking send me a badge.
No, it's Logan's company.
It's Logan's company?
Yeah. No,
I don't know the fucking difference.
Listen, no disrespect. I understand Logan Paul wouldn't like someone disrespecting his brother. Personal opinion. I think your brother's a piece of shit, but I appreciate you for actually starting to grow up and actually being a little bit more serious on a whole professional.
Well, he's a lot older too.
Yeah, and he had Shaq on his podcast. First of all, Shaq, hilarious.
Oh yeah, Shaq's fucking.
So he's doing well on his own, and I'm glad. And he's going away from being inappropriate, like the whole KSI drama. Him and KSI run Prime. They make that's their company. That's their brand. And they're doing good on themselves. They're not hating each other. They're working
together. that was just them fucking probably just that was just internet
really
beef.
They hate each other there for a minute. But they
and then they become multi-million-dollar.
Well, they understood what's the possibility is like you can continue this hate or you can actually be smart and be businessmen about it.
I'm a petty motherfucker.
I'm tired.
I'm a petty motherfucker.
Listen, I don't want to every American can agree with me. If I have the opportunity to make money, I'm going to die for it. I'm not going to become obsessed with money. I have a very, very big respect for money because guess who's been broke most of my life? My family necessarily
I got sick and tired of being broke, so I just became really good at sucking dick.
Oh, man. Hey, whatever happens in Wisconsin stays in Wisconsin, okay?
It wasn't in Wisconsin.
Where was it? Chicago?
Illinois? No, I'm fucking around.
Hey, listen, I don't judge.
The sussiness.
Oh my god, I had an OnlyFans model message me on TikTok and ask me to buy content. Listen, you can't say OnlyFans on TikTok, so I could barely talk about it, and I had to be very nonchalant. I like every video almost that I pass by. If I don't like it, there's a couple reasons. A, I don't like them.
Cosplay?
No. Just a simple. It was actually, the Bad Bunny.
Are we hearing this correctly?
Well,
are you interested in furries?
No. I don't.
You heard it here first, folks. Fundi loves furries.
I don't actually. I don't mind furries. They're their own thing, but I don't fetishize it, and I don't really have a satisfaction or urge to wear a fursuit. Fuck that. I sweat just existing. I don't want to put those fucking things on. But it was like just the simple, that butt trend that was the little Bugs Bunny thing? That was a thing like a while ago at this point. And I was like, I watched it. It was censored. She put a big ass emoji on it. I was like, okay. It's muscle memory. I pretty much like as I swipe. And if I don't like you, you're either a liberal piece of shit, and I'm not going to like you and give you algorithm money. Or, for example, you're a minor doing inappropriate things on TikTok, which happens constantly.
And they promote that shit.
I have reported hundreds and hundreds of these things. They never, ever get taken down.
Yeah. My favorite thing is I came across this one chick that was wearing body paint.
Which
she's totally naked. Fine. She's totally fucking naked. I'm just like, so I get in trouble for talking shit to a fictional character, but this bitch can be totally naked with body paint.
Do you see that OnlyFans filter?
Fuck?
Do you see that OnlyFans money filter? Hold on, there can be an OnlyFans filter on TikTok that says how it starts pulling random money on numbers on how much you could earn. It's just a joke. It's just one of those spinny filters. Right?
I did that little hoe fucking meter. Accurate,
but TikTok's weird. So weird. One thing that TikTok needs to do is they really up from the ground up. Don't even try and fix the dead horse. It's fucking sinking. Oh. Kill it. Put a bullet in his head. From the ground up, set a team. Invest. You have a lot of profit, TikTok. You have a lot of profit. You can take some money and invest and and use examples. We have content creation platforms that have been here for fucking almost 20 years. YouTube, take advantage of that and figure out the best way from the ground up to make a report system that isn't going to be like what they have now, because it is dog shit.
And the problem is it comes down to reports and how many times, which report bot.
I'm guaranteed there's at least 500,000 reports going on every minute.
Oh yeah. But I mean, my videos get fucked with on a regular. Well, not anymore, but they were till I brought out the fucking fact that there's got to be an asshole to report bot. This is just ridiculous.
You heard about Sneeko, that one skinny content creator guy, kid or whatever? He's skinny. He has like 12-year-old, 11-year-olds as fans, and he says like, I have way more pussy than you. Is like, dude, you are 22 feeding off of the credit card funds from all of these kids' moms. And
I wish I had those credit card funds, though.
He's been super anti-Semitic, homophobic, sexist, like everything in the book he can do. And he's just like, lol, I'm just joking. He was on what's his fucking face's Andrew Tate's podcast, right? And then he was on it, right? He appeared. YouTube banned him for affiliation. Completely. His account's gone. It's not like he was on good standing anyway. He was a horrible person. And anytime I talk shit about Sneeko, the videos get taken down because it's the little squeaker 11-year-olds. Listen to me, 11-year-olds. You can have a better role model than that guy. Here's a better role model. Ready? Jocko is a better fucking role model. He's a good dad. He's a
Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL. Totally, he's a little eccentric, but he's a SEAL. Can't really get Jocko. There's no one like Jocko. But like, there are better role models than Andrew Tate and fucking Sneeko.
Who's the guy that
looked like what?
He looks like Howie Mandel, but he was a Navy SEAL too. He was always on like History Channel and shit. You know what I'm talking about. You fucking know what I'm talking about now.
I forgot what he looks
like.
like.
The bitch looks just like Howie Mandel's long-lost brother.
How the Navy is currently investigating a video and saying that it's a harsh misconduct about a video about the Navy SEALs training and them having to sing Happy Birthday when they're going through tear gas. Right? Listen to me clearly.
It's special fucking forces.
Hold on. The SEALs are the best things we have.
Hold on, let me just pull up a book. I already have.
Diary of a Navy SEAL Master Chief. Gary R. Smith makes some good fucking books.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of these straight from my dad, who was a Navy SEAL.
So let me just make this very clear: the Navy SEALs need to be hardened on every form of combat they need to do. They are a precise machine. They are scalpels, and they can be sledgehammers if you need be. But if you don't train them with something as simple as fucking sea gas, a fucking tear gas, and getting them so used to it that if a fucking Navy SEAL gets hit with tear gas, they're just going to have a runny nose and irritated eyes. Yep. There is this 6 foot fucking 4 corn-fed Husker motherfucker who he did the whole, and they sprayed him in the face. He was like, blink, blink. And he was like, yeah, and he walked away. It comes down to genetics. Some guys just.
I think it's just mental. It's just mental toughness. It's the ability to just shut shit out.
Apparently,
I think anybody's capable of it. It's controlling your mind. It's mind over matter, man.
But also, like for some genetics, for some people, the stuff that is in tear gas, CH gas, or the stuff that's in capsaicin, like that stuff, there aren't people that can have a ghost pepper and a Carolina Reaper and then do all those videos. Yeah, those people just, it's not that it's hurting them. It's that they literally don't get affected all that much by those things.
I'm going to fix that.
But
give me a second.
It's also practice. There was this one retired Navy SEAL. He chewed open the Navy. He said, listen to me. We can't be training our army to be a bunch of pussies. So this guy, I forgot his name. He's pretty up there as a Navy SEAL. You probably know him. I forgot his name. I will really have to look into that. But he opened up on the Navy saying that this is a bad thing. It's like, no. This is a horrible thing that you're making this an issue. We cannot have our elite forces not being trained to the harshest conditions. And if you start like doing like pussyfooting and saying, oh, you can't do that, I'm like, the fuck he can. They need those guys to be good.
Fuck not.
My stepdad is prior Special Forces Air Force. Okay.
PJ?
The Air Force Academy is banning the words mom and dad because it is a gender term. And he hates that shit. I understand.
They're setting us up for fucking failure, man.
Hold on. I don't make an issue if someone wants to be called.
No, by no means.
My parents were raised in
that's their own fucking.
They don't care about that. They will if they've made a point. If someone's in our house, they're a male or female. It's no disrespect, but my parents just don't do that.
Fuck now, with me,
it. I can do it. I don't care. It doesn't bother. It really doesn't bother me.
The way I was gonna say,
but the way Air Force, but in the military.
No, you need to keep that
away. Listen. You can be.
The whole ideology.
I'm perfectly fine with people who are trans being in the military. I'm perfectly fine with people who are gay in the military. I'm fine with that. You have to follow military rules, right? Time and place. Your off time is your off time. It's none of my business.
And the philosophy of the military in itself, in a sense, is you are not a unique individual. You are a well-trained, organized piece of fucking machinery that is a tool. You are a tool to be used.
The simpler it is, the better. So it is.
You're not unique.
Yeah, it is run by.
They smash that out of you in basic training.
For people, for people who are the type of person to call people bigots or call people horrible things because they don't understand and they will not conform to that gender identity thing. Listen to me. The military has been this way since the beginning of time.
All the time, yeah.
Since the beginning of time. And we need our military forces to do one very simple task, right?
The dog
is to be the most effective thing that can possibly be. Gender identity has zero room in the United States military because it doesn't serve a function. Okay, no. You're just trying to make people comfortable. Listen to me. You're gonna be comfortable. Yes, there are people in the military who are gonna give you shit for it. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, that is a thing that I don't necessarily support. If someone wants to be that, great. They can be that on their own time. I don't like if you decide to be gay and you're in the military, there's a lot of people who are going to be really homophobic. There's still sexism in the military because women are really starting to get more time into the military. Sharp sexual assault, all these things, rampant, horrible, happens all the time. I don't accept that. You don't treat another human with disrespect. But don't expect like you're going to get spoon-fed when you sign that name on the dotted line.
Yeah, right.
You are signing yourself into a responsibility to be the most functioning cog in this very large machine. You are either the offense or defense. We are defending the Constitution. We are defending our way of life, and if need be, crush our enemies. Just because you want to be called they, them has nothing to do with that. If you want to be called they, them, great, wonderful. If that makes you happy, great. Continue to do that because that is what you deserve in America. That's the rights you get. But when you're in the military, you're a male, you're a female, period. They don't need to complicate shit more. The military is complicated enough.
It's fucking way complicated enough, yeah.
And it's no disrespect for people who are non-binary or people who don't want to identify, or people who are they, them, he, their, or he, they, he, him, she,
they.
What does it matter? No,
I identify as
we're not talking about sexuality. We're talking about like.
But I do have a quarrel. I want to bring this up though. TikTok. If you're gonna allow people to identify who they are, then I should be allowed to identify as a potato because I feel that I am a potato. I sit on my ass a lot. I sit on my ass a lot, and people tell me that I'm tasty.
No, I say this. There's really like
throw some cheese on me.
No, like this is the type of thing that's going to be brought up. Like, guarantee people are going to cut my words out. Hold on,
melted cheese all over me. Cause you.
I don't want to hear about your curd ball fascinations.
Oh, melted cheese, baby.
No, but real. At the end of the day, people are going to like take this and try and like misconstrue it. The podcast will always be here, and people can listen to it for themselves. See the whole fucking thing. Listen, if you want to be them, if you want to if people want to be non-binary, hold on.
I thought I said that.
If they want to be non-binary, if they want to be they, them, if they want to be he, she, or whatever variations of it, right? I only really recognize about 4, like this much, right? So that's like the different variations of like he, she, where they're sort of like whatever they feel like, which is non-binary, whatever they feel like at the time. They, them, that other shit, and that's it.
Don't mind me. I'm fucking with my focus. It's cracking me up.
You're just making it worse.
Because I was sitting here, I was scratching my shit.
At the end of the day, it has no room in the United States military. All right, it doesn't serve a function. You have a job in the military. If you're a corpsman, your job is to be a corpsman. If you're a Marine grunt, you're a Marine grunt. If you're in special forces, your job is a very specific task. You are a scalpel, or you are a 5-kiloton nuclear warhead if you need it. Whatever the United States military needs, you are that. Now, of course, there is room to talk about how we treat our military personnel when it comes down to their mental health. The military sucks at it. But when it comes down to it, people are going to make that gender identity thing like, oh, you're going to damper on their mental health by robbing of them that. And it's like, no, really, at the most basis level, you're going to be fine. Right? What we really need to do is put more money into, yes, they need to be the most combat efficient they need to be. If you're infantry, if you're special forces, if you're doing a specific task, mechanic, whatever. But if you, not necessarily saying pamper them to their every whim, but if you take care of the mental health of every single one of your combat vets, in and out, and not making them wait 3 months with a heart attack, a lot of more people would be willing to join the United States
Oh
military.
yeah. Yeah,
Their
there's a
recruiting
reason.
functions with I get paid, I get education, I get free
I think
mental health. Not remove this stigma of, oh, if I get medical care or like mental health care, I'm gonna get fucking my career's gonna be sidelined. A lot of times that happens, a lot of times it doesn't. But that stigma is like, listen, we need y'all to be good. If you're not good mentally, you can't work. So we're gonna try and fix that instead of throwing pills at it. We talked about this in the last podcast with Riley and Habitual. At the end of it, they said if they were to just legalize, federally legalize that substance, do you know how much PTSD would be fine? How much mental health would be fine? Everything, when at the end of the day, when they come home, especially for retired vets, they would be... Speaking of it, you can do it on a camera. What Joe Rogan does. Or are you packing a bowl? Yeah, you're fine to do that.
I live in Michigan.
Oh my god. Regardless of it,
don't fuck with me. It's close enough to where I can run and I fucking I can swim. I can swim.
He's not breaking any laws, is what we're trying to say. But regardless of it, there are a lot of things that the military really needs to be open on doing when it just simply comes to simple fucking fixes. The VA needs to be fucking completely done from the ground up again, because if there's not a single vet that hasn't had struggles with the VA, every single one of them has struggles.
Mark on my head. No one comment that shit. I know, but
sniper get down. Get it, sniper get down.
Fucking get a bigger cut on my forehead. No,
but no. My stepdad, he's eventually going to join this podcast, join in episodes.
Oh, right? You're telling me about
that. Want to do that? He wants to do that more, like him being in almost like a lot of episodes, and I want him to be, because it'll be fun. He wants a topic. We're gonna be talking about the Air Force, and we're just gonna let him go, because he's gonna...
I don't know dick about the Air Force, really.
And he's gonna talk about what's bothering him. For example, is that gender identity thing in the academy. It doesn't have a place in the academy. You are trained to be an officer in the United States Air Force. You're not trained to be pampered from your gender identity. You are there for a job. If you don't want to be worried about that, why join the military?
No.
And people are going to get offended. There are a large majority of people that are immediately going to call me a male bigot. Asshole. Listen, cry me a river, because I personally,
this is the way I see it.
I have people who are they. I'm sorry. I have people that are they them and them that I do that because I care for them.
You think you're about to piss people off? I'm gonna just say this: if you have colored fucking hair, I don't give a shit about your opinion. I immediately just don't fucking care. I don't. I really don't. Like, I don't. Like, as soon as that happens, it's like, nope, done. I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, I'll talk to you. I don't want to hear your opinion. I really don't. Because if you're willing to do that shit, destroy your fucking hair. Because I love my hair. I love my hair. I was born with great hair. I love my hair.
For PR,
I would never dye this shit.
For HR and PR reasons, I can say this.
There's
a way you can dye your hair.
This is my HR department. Talk to it.
Sit down.
I study.
Hey, listen. When it comes down to it, there is a healthiest way to dye your hair. People fry it, don't get me wrong, but just do it within consideration of your hair health. If your hair health isn't good, don't dye your hair. If it's really strong and good and healthy, you can dye your hair if you want.
I'm just saying, every motherfucker I've ever met with a really really terrible opinion has had multicolored fucking hair.
I've been thinking about dyeing my beard once it gets to the year point, because then if I want to cut it off, I can cut it off.
You've been growing that for a year?
It's almost.
This is 8 months, if that. Actually, about January.
My facial hair grows fast.
Most people don't realize I have red facial hair.
Oh my god, a ginger. Oh my god, my co-host.
I'm a blonde ginger.
You know what? I didn't know this today. I am today years old when I found out my co-host didn't have a soul.
No, it's true. I am a callous
No, but like when he joins the podcast, he's gonna be very like. Let me put it this way.
Hey, he's gonna go off. Is what you're saying.
I'll be honest. He's gonna say, he's not gonna be a fan of those really hippity hoppity high up brass in the United States Air Force. but he
No, I don't
served
think a lot of people are.
22 years in the United States Air Force. He has earned every goddamn word he's allowed to say. He's retired, and he's what he's gonna say. If someone says if they disagree, that they can kiss his ass.
That's how it gotta be.
He's from Albany. He's from Albany, Georgia. He don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna open my window up so I can fucking poof poof.
Okay. But regardless
Oh,
of this,
no. Hey, remember how I always complain about the Catholics?
What about the Catholics?
Hear that?
I don't hear anything about
That bell, they've been going off since 55 after.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Your microphone and noise suppression is actually amazing. You've been clear this whole time. It's all right. We don't need to be hearing it.
Because I set my stuff up. Bum, 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 bum. I want you in my room.
Wait, hey, I have a question. Hold on.
All right, hold on.
God, I wish I had that much energy, man. I'd be able to get so much shit done. So, yeah, this is the podcast. It's just random bullshit all the time.
Yeah, no, where I'm from, we're extremely Protestant. Like,
Protestant.
My dad.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because my father, extremely religious. In the military, his nickname was the Cocaine Preacher.
He was in the SEALs, right?
Yeah, he had a huge coke problem too. But he was a preacher.
That sounds like the military.
Yeah.
God,
this 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s for you.
Dude, there was this time when I was in basic, and this was on the period of time where I was separated from, like, I stopped training with the rest of the people because I was given the choice to either leave or recycle. I chose to leave. Yeah. And because recycling would have taken forever for me.
We are not sponsored by Lucky Strikes, but Lucky Strike, you want to sponsor?
We're not. No, I'm not going to be sponsored by a nicotine company.
It's illegal. Fuck, I forgot about that.
What do you mean?
No, it's illegal to fucking have tobacco sponsorships. Yeah, no, I remember something about it being illegal.
Really?
I
wouldn't. I don't want.
Look it up.
I believe you. I don't want a nicotine company sponsoring me because I don't like smoking. When it comes to a different. Now I live in the state of Virginia, which is not only legalized but decriminalized for weed. Period. So if there's a weed company that's Virginia based and you want to sponsor me, oh please.
I'm in Michigan, so. Wisconsin, Michigan. I'm on the border.
But I will say there was this time in when I was in basic and I was a battle buddy.
For legal purposes, I'm in Michigan.
Yeah, my friend, I wonder where he is now, man. I want to try and get back in contact with him. Ruiz, he was an older guy. He was like, he was in his 30s. He was at the last moment he can join, but he wanted to join and do infantry. He was a merchant marine, really cool guy, awesome dude. He was shorter than me. He's like 5'4". His wife's 6'2". Literal short king. But he had to get surgery, and I was at if you're in Fort Benning, the Fort Benning Hospital, it's the most advanced Army hospital around. It's gorgeous. The whole place was tip top, clean, amazing. Had the best food. I had a drill sergeant give me shit because I had coffee because I was a fuzzy. I was like, listen to me. I've been given, and it says, I'll throw it away for you, sir, but I was already given permission.
I'm pretty sure.
I told him, I'm transferring out. So
I just want to say this. I'm pretty sure, Fundi, that in certain situations, if you didn't have coffee, you'd probably suck some schlong for some coffee.
Dude, I didn't have coffee forever. Because you don't get
but you
coffee.
Love that
you don't
shit.
get coffee in basic. You don't get coffee.
You love
in basic.
That shit. You love that shit.
You can maybe get energy drinks and coffee in like later portions of your training, like very, very late. There are dudes that sold dip in their hats. Like they had the dip cans in their hats, and they were still in basic. These little hustlers. But regardless of it, I had sat down and I was a little fucking, Eggleston Fuzzy over here, Private Fuzzy. Trainee Fuzzy.
Is your last name Fuzzy?
No, Fuzzy is the
term. I was going to say that.
You know that term, don't you?
I thought your fucking last name was Fuzzy for a second.
So
I was going to be like,
when you have a uniform, you just have the Velcro and you're called a Fuzzy until you become a private.
I have your fucking whole. I got the National Guard. I traded off one of my buddies who was in the army. I traded for his army fucking cam. His army multicams.
I want to get my hands on like actual.
These
like,
aren't mine.
I know.
I want to get. Mine.
No, you can buy multicams. You're fine.
Well, yeah, you can buy them. These are straight up fucking issued.
I'm sorry. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, multicams.
These are in Afghanistan.
I own multicams myself, but I want to get more sized multicams that fit my body really well, because and I actually want to get like more like body armor stuff. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. No, those. So I was sitting there. I was sitting there just being a little fuzzy, and then I had I think it was a 2-star general, brigadier general, first sergeant, sergeant major, a colonel, a major. Sit down. These dudes, all of them, couldn't have been less than 50 years old. They were all old. And they all had canes and crutches. Like, they were a mechanized unit. That's what we call them. A mechanized unit of just these old dudes. And they all sit down with their food. And they're like, do you mind if we... They were really nice. They were like, hey, do you mind if we sit here? I was like, yes, sir. And they all sit down. And I'm just like, oh, don't say anything stupid. You're going to fucking die. And the 2-star general was like, why are you so nervous? I was like, I'm always nervous. Still in basic training, sir. And he's like, oh, don't fucking worry. I'm National Guard. I don't give a shit. And they immediately were like, let's just unload on this kid with stories of coke, of like training incidences, and just everything. Yeah. And this was during 2018, 2019, like New Year's. So end of January. This was in Fort Bliss, a story where the first time I was hearing about the outside world, because I didn't have social. We had maybe our phones for rare hour-and-a-half moments when if we had like 4 platoons, right? We were first platoon, so if you win like events and like stuff like that through training, you get privileges. And you're like, not only are you doing good, but hey, you can have your phone for an hour and a half, say hi to your family, but then after that, you're gonna put them back in your bags and you're gonna put that shit back, right? We couldn't really do much. They said, do not post anything on social media. Talk to your family. If they catch it, they get in trouble and we lose more privileges. Yeah. But no one did it. And I didn't hear this story. In Fort Bliss in New Year's in January period of time, there was this tank driver, Abrams tank driver. He drove around for a bit. He got out. You have to jump off the side of the tank because there's no ladders. You jump off the side of the tank. Before he hit the ground, his heart popped. His heart exploded. He was dead before he hit the ground. He had the twice the lethal amount of cocaine in his system. He had enough pre-workout to kill a moose. This fucking dude, his heart literally popped. And coke apparently is still such a gigantic army problem in the United States Army. Cocaine is so bad in the military. Huh? Cocaine is so bad in the military. This guy, this tank driver, he had more than twice the lethal amount of cocaine in his system. He had enough pre-workout to fucking kill a moose.
Are you allowed to actually smoke on YouTube?
On YouTube? Yeah. And if your state's legal, you're in Michigan, right?
Oh yeah, I'm in Michigan.
But Joe Rogan. Look at Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's got a check mark.
Oh, you're fine.
I know how that blue check mark works. You get extra privileges with that shit.
No, if YouTube...
it's you that gets in trouble, not me.
If YouTube has any issue with it, they're going to tell me, and I can more than likely just delete the video.
Edit, fucking splice me out in those sections where I'm
if they would do that for me, I would actually appreciate it, but that's the whole episode. But when it comes down to it, there's a huge coke problem in the fucking army. Oh my god, it's still bad now.
Americans in general, we just love cocaine.
I don't know anyone that casually does coke. I'm not Joey fucking Diaz, who's been clean, by the way.
My cousins, I got a couple of cousins. D1 college offensive lineman, played for Iowa fucking everything. That motherfucker.
I don't see the satisfaction. Like I feel like
he's a partier. That's his thing though.
Like I emphasize this again. I'm in a legal state. The federal government, kiss my ass. Technically, the federal government can't make an issue about it because I'm not carrying anywhere near the amount. I only have a little bit that I can get my hands on when it comes to Delta 8, which is already federally legal. I haven't had real weed in over a year.
What? I mean, the thing is, though, is it can... states' rights. States still have their rights to fucking go, yeah.
No, the states, technically, if I'm following...
Just like...
The federal government has a rule. If you're following the laws in your state, the federal government, the DEA, is not going to cause any issues with it. Now, Biden, this little fucking dickhead, he's trying to approve his approval rating. He, for simple possession, the federal offense of simple possession of marijuana on the federal level, every single one of them are going to get pardons. Only the simple possession. So not like trafficking or like, selling on a whole... No.
Oh, so that one time back in high school where I got caught with a pot pipe and I had to get away from
listen right now. If you are a person who is a felon who has a federal and I'll get to the state part in a second, but if you have a federal conviction for simple possession of marijuana, you look into with the pardons that the United States president has given the United States citizens. So just simple possession will be completely pardoned, period. Presidential pardon of all of it, right? Which is great because no one should give a shit about just having a little bit of weed. It's weed. It's not like I have cocaine or heroin. No. Oh, but he's also, because he can't technically force the states to do it on their state level, he can only ask them. He says, I've also encouraged other states to do the same thing for just simple possession. Now, most GOP states, hardcore GOP states, they're not going to do it.
And shit, fuck no.
They're probably not. Yeah, they're probably not going to do it, and that's fine. Eventually, it'll come down to it. There was this funny old show, and this guy was saying is there's going to be a point where it's going to be sold in stores, taxed and dollared, and you can just buy it at any convenience store, and that's really what it's happening now. The government is really starting to realize, and a lot of states are really starting to realize, that they can just treat it like a normal product. Don't tax it out the ass, per se, but treat it like a normal, product, like you tax alcohol, you tax cigarettes. But here's the thing. It's less of the worry, less of the death, because you have just millions of Americans that deal with anxiety and depression, and just giving them the opportunity to be able to just smoke weed and actually deal with their problems in a more calm way, so they're not suffering and not having to fucking shove pills down their throat. But also, when we, even on the most basic facts, if it becomes federally legal, oh my god, a little kitten, oh my goodness.
That is not a kitten. It's still a kitten. She's not even a year old yet.
Oh man, so cute.
That's my monster cat. That is the Flocus Pocus. Because I shut the door. Yeah. All right, I'll let you out.
Yeah. But oh man, I'm already getting tired. But regardless of it, I am so excited for the prospects of it becoming federally legal. Because if it becomes federally legal, hold on. Hey, hold on. When weed becomes federally legal, and it eventually will, they've been already trying to push it in the House of decriminalizing it, right?
Yeah.
So I'll explain that first. They're putting a bill in the House to decriminalize it and then put $10 million to the Highway and Traffic and Drug Administration to pretty much find the breathalyzer equivalent of technology to figure out if someone's high. Because with alcohol, it gets processed out of your system
quick,
way quicker. And for avid normal smokers, it takes months to get out of your system. So,
well, it depends on your size and your activity level. Like me,
but when it comes down to spit, it's already been proven that spit, yeah.
But I'm extremely physically active. It takes
you don't look like it. I'm joking.
Piss off. I know. I'm still getting myself back in shape. I'm down 15 pounds though in 2 weeks. So
2K.
Yeah,
That's a little. I'm saying that's.
That's normal for me. That's normal for me.
I know, but that's not good for you.
I went from 215. Now I'm down to I weighed myself today at 198.
Okay, Just don't.
That's
If
2
it
weeks.
speeds up, like you might want to look
That's
into that.
that's normal, dude. Because when I lost weight, in high school, I went from 250 to in like
130
12
pounds.
months, about a year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's fine. In a year time, that's fine. But when you start losing a lot of weight within a month, and within weeks,
It's my
your
job,
heart.
man.
I know, but your heart
It's so
can
physically
literally
demanding.
like, yeah.
I'm Gucci. She's strong.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about my liver than
Yeah. Have you checked into
my
your
heart.
liver,
Don't
by
give
the
me.
way?
Oh yeah, it's fatty.
Fatty. Oh boy. How do you get rid of a fatty liver?
Coffee and cherry juice and shit like that. That's why I only drink on younger.
Yeah.
Thing.
So
Yes,
so that's
I
why
am
you
a
don't really.
recovering.
So you don't really
A
drink all that often.
theoretical, yeah, theoretically a recovering alcoholic, but I still
Well, you
drink.
don't. If you only.
But I
drink
don't do it like I
occasionally-
used to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do it like I
like
used
you
to.
don't drink every day. You only drink on the weekends.
No, I only drink on the weekends, and when we do this, we're having
Yeah.
conversation. So it's kind of like being at a bar. That's the way I look at it. Is like I'm at a bar right now having a fucking drink with a mate.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know,
only a
we're
few
just
beers,
shooting
and you
shit.
don't drink liquor. And I won't
Oh,
make
I
you
stay
drink
away from liquor. I
Good.
fucking hate liquor. I do
Yeah.
not drink liquor.
But when
I
it comes
grew up
down to
on
it,
that, and I do not
but
drink
when-
liquor no more because it's
but-
just.
Yeah. When weed becomes legal,
I get
right?
really fucking aggressive on liquor.
Yeah. When weed becomes federally legal, right? Like legal in the sense that it becomes just a normal product. The research can now be done. Because now, yes, there's research that's done, but since it's been federally illegal, it's treated like heroin. Not a lot of like academic research and medical research can be done at the level if it was just a legal product. Yeah. Then we can really start getting down into levels, because we've only really talked about some of the fucking cannabinoids, like normal THC, the variations of THC, natural, or like the synthetic like combinations or chemically combinations of like delta 8 and delta 9 together. That's THCO, which is this stuff specifically. And then there's other things like, we all know CBD, but then there's stuff like CBG and CBN that do different things, and there's hundreds of cannabinoids that could treat a full variety of medical ailments.
Oh fuck
so
yeah.
once all this research goes into it, you're gonna see need for like all of these fucking pills and psychological medications. Big Pharma is not going to be happy unless Big Pharma realizes it. But it's going to be better once it becomes legal. And I think if you're an older political person, or if you're an older generation, listen, I understand you've been taught to think that weed is like the devil's drug. First of all,
it is amazing, and God created it.
Literally made by your God, whoever you hail to. Sorry, I'm not really religious.
Allah Jesus.
If you listen, you would drink wine and be an alcoholic and do these things, but if someone smokes a little weed, you're gonna call them the devil's child or whatever. It's stupid.
And the thing is,
it's no longer a thing anymore.
Another thing I want to say is every single show, every fucking content creator, giant pothead, because that's where the creativity really. I remember the days when I was younger.
Pull your mic a little closer.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, it was cutting out.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, so I remember the days when I was younger and creativity is bam, just nonstop. I could just fucking come up with shit on. Like if TikTok existed a decade ago, because I was poor as shit, but I had a cell phone. So if that shit existed a decade ago, I couldn't be a YouTuber because I was poor. I didn't fucking possess a computer. I had everything I have. I built. I have achieved my own type shit. So it's like,
someone looks at
these kids. Yeah, these kids. Everyone gets their shit bought for them. I had to build this shit. Like everything I have, that's me. I had to bust my ass for this to get this set up. So like, if TikTok existed a decade ago, I'd be balling because I was way funnier when I was younger. Way fucking funnier. And now it's like a point where it's like I sit here and it's just like I'm bad. I suck. Like the content creation, it takes a lot of fucking mental work to get it. You still have it. You're not there. You're not like over 25 yet. Once you get around 25, dude, I don't know what happens. Your brain stops growing. It starts dying. I swear to God.
No,
it does. I think
I'm gonna be like this when I'm 90.
I think there's a scientific study that at around 26 to 27 years old, males' brains start to decay. And I've definitely fucking progressed.
Well, you
it with
stop
my
growing.
Drinking
You fully as a male, you fully develop at around 25. Females a little earlier. What is it? 23? Or wait, I think it's way younger.
I think they're like, is they 19 women? And male peak is like 28.
Evolution gave females a lot to deal with, so I think giving them the chance of finishing. Actually, no. Well, I'm gonna say this: Homo sapiens specifically, dude. We have so many mammals that naturally process all their own like periods, right? Inside and just absorb back into the body, but no, Homo sapiens specifically.
That's why I don't like having female dogs. I like girl dogs, dogs are great, but I don't like having bleed.
You don't want to put a diaper on them.
Yeah, my boss, Sally, female Labrador, fucking pit bull, and she's bad when it's their time of the month. Just it's like a blood trail off a deer. It's the best way to put it. It's like a blood trail off a deer. You can follow that dog wherever the hell it's gone, and we let it free run. If it's her time of the month, you don't have to call. Look at the fucking trail and go, she went in the woods that way.
Yeah, it's
a little dangerous too because
humanity didn't like the female portion of humanity really didn't evolutionarily get the good end of the stick.
Well, they have to develop early. Without females, we're fucked.
I mean, shit. They've been able. No, for animals, they do the same thing. It's the simple process of your body doing it.
They develop quicker because without the reproduction of there's no continuation of the. That's why, females.
Well, animals have that too. Animals have that too. It's just regardless. There's no reason. I know there's going to be a professional, but every
someone's going to be in the comment section just
there's always going to be every female I've known has really explained it. I'm really glad they're passionate about their health and their way that everything functions. But at the end of the day, every single one of them has said is if you look at all these animals, they just naturally absorb it and excrete it through urine and a poop, like a normal body should. But
you got
we got the short end of the stick when it comes.
What you also have to consider is the simple fact that humans and only a few other species, mainly primates, have sex out of just for fun, not for breeding, just for the fuck of it.
3 different species subsets do it. Well, there's also dolphins.
Well, dolphins are fucking predators, bro. Don't let your woman near a fucking horny dolphin.
Dolphins.
You ain't gonna get your girl back. You ain't gonna get your girl back.
But I looked at this video. It talks about from the moment, the first mammals, or from the when mammals really started to become the definition or the modern definition of a mammal, from everything from when we first the first things grew legs and walked out of the ocean. I watched a whole video on it. It's like a 45-50 minute video of just explaining every single one, naming them all, very just continuing going really fast all the way up to the point, and then also the families of those species, even the old ones, talking about all the species that still exist, and all the other stuff. But when it got down to humanity, or before humanity really started to push forward, the amount of rodents were related to. There's so not even just cats. Rodents specifically. There's way more rodents than there were other mammals. It's so crazy how many fucking rodents existed.
Well, they're the first subspecies of fucking mammals. That's where we came from.
It was a little earlier than that, just before. But
what I do like corvids, ravens, crows, extremely intelligent birds, dude. Holy fuck! My mom has this weird. Yeah, well, get this. So my mom has this weird fucking trick where she can I don't know how or why she has this ability with crows and ravens. They come to her. She can call them in. She'll fucking feed them.
That's Nordic.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta remember, she's also native. She's half native. She fucking grew up around Kashina, the reservation and shit.
She's fucking that, yeah.
Everybody,
hold on.
Everyone low key says she's kind of a
your
witch.
Your mom earlier said she doesn't date. Is she dating Odin? I'm joking.
I wouldn't. I mean, look at me. I'm
Odin,
a little
Odin
extremely
is the god
Caucasian
of,
for having some
yeah.
fucking native blood in me.
Odin has a couple different a couple different things, but he the one animal that really signifies him would be
The raven.
A raven, B
Oh.
a multi-legged wolf. So there's many different depictions.
But she's not really into Norse. She's what they call is an animalistic religion, which would be Norse or Native American style.
Would be
pagan, but like like video games will be like animalistic religion, something like that. Like they worship ancient gods, shit like that. She's into that. She knows her shit when it comes to the heritage of where she comes from, the stories, the lineage. It's the type of thing when she talks, you don't question. Like it's just something, it's pretty much, if it comes out of her mouth, it's generally 100% factual. And the weird thing is she knows so many elders. She knows so many elders from the Apache, the Sioux, the fucking Oneidas, the Manaams.
Well, because
so many.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Native American.
I am absolutely positive she might be a witch.
When it comes down to,
I'm starting to agree with everybody in town. She's a witch.
When it comes down to it, isn't the Native American culture in itself whatever subset? Because there's a variety throughout the United States.
And don't get me wrong, I don't know. I don't know too much about it.
Ancestors, they respect ancestors and have that a part of their daily occurrence. And so does a lot of cultures, like China. Like every year they go and they'll clean their grandparents and their graves, which I think is like super sweet. And there's like multiple different like.
Which we let our shit decay, which is sad. Well, our cemetery is clean. We got a landscaper,
the cemeteries suck, but most people often like once or twice a year, for like if they have a like smaller towns or like graveyards, they'll go and they'll visit family, friends, and then if there's dirty, they'll freshen it up, and stuff like that. So like it's all different depictions of the culture. It's like, if I have my own property, I want to be buried there, right?
Oh yeah.
If I don't have a property by then and I die, I think I'll write up a will saying I want to be burned, but then and cremated on a pyre. And
I personally want to be thrown on a ship, light that bitch on fire, push me out in the water, let me fish in it. What's left of me? They get a cook meal.
I would love, and if it comes down to it, and I die at 80 years old, shoot my ass into the sun.
Yeah, fuck it.
Turn me back into Stardust.
You won't get close. You already are Stardust, bitch.
Technically, no. Think about it. By the time I'm 80, we probably have space travel, at least solar system travel, pretty down. If I have enough money and if I'm successful at 80 years old, shoot my ass into the sun. That's what, 60 years from now.
I think we're.
You know what?
We're holding
ourselves
back on technological advancements with space. That's what I think is going on. Oh, you're standing? I might stand too. My back's starting to hurt.
We're about to end the podcast here soon, but like I was gonna
You bastard.
Well, it's an hour and 50 minutes in.
Okay, but this is good talk. Camera's working.
The camera's working, just doesn't know how to focus like me. I have ADHD. But like, people think about this for a second. 1920, right? What was the health standards then in 1920? Not good. Horrible.
Don't be pissing and shitting blood in you Gucci.
Yeah, but so like it's 2020 now. We don't know what's going to be in 3020. Not 3020. 2120. We don't know what's going to be then. It's probably going to be that human race can survive 120 years and the way of life is a lot easier because medical science and technology.
I mean, we're fast approaching going cybernetic. I'm pretty sure I agree with Elon Musk. I would too. I'd throw a chip. I mean, the chip in the head thing is kind of iffy because someone could probably take over there. But like throwing like a robotic arm on and be able to like, if a bear runs at you, it's just like you see me fighting a bear, help the bear type shit. I got a robotic arm. I'm just gonna beat this motherfucker with my jackhammer on.
Like I don't want to go crazy like Deus Ex Machina, but when it comes down to it, we are going to go towards that. But I think it's just a way of living.
It's evolution at this point. Yeah, we're gonna become one
older,
with the machine or get replaced by it.
I mean, we don't have to be body modders. The term is a body modder.
We don't have a choice. We're soft, squishy, and fucking fragile.
Yeah,
and the only thing that makes us
squishy. I know I'm something.
And the only thing that makes us an extremely dangerous apex predator is our ability to create tools that stop us from being soft, squishy, fucking pieces of fucking food.
Like I'm not saying a grizzly bear.
Because we're not like grizzlies. We're not like gorillas where you could murk a silverback fighting a grizzly.
Bring up Harambe. No, I will say
Harambe.
I will say that if I know a grizzly bear could murk my ass, but if I have an AR-15 and enough ammo, that grizzly
You're just gonna piss it off, to be honest.
How much ammo do I need to shoot at a grizzly bear? With like 50 like the 50 cal Beowulf?
Probably one round.
I'd unload that.
It depends on how pissed off it is. Are we talking about shot it already and it's got?
Because at the end of the day, technology wins.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Like, hey, like,
sometimes.
like, yeah, with a fucking AR and a drum mag.
We have the largest tiger population on Earth. That's what scares the living shit out of me. If there's an apocalypse or something, like all these tigers free in America, fuck that. I'm already scared of fucking bears and lions around me and shit. Not lions.
I think it's good that tigers are.
No, fuck that. You ever seen a fucking tiger go full bore? Fuck that, man. You ain't got a chance. That bitch gets on top of you. You fucked.
Hey, unless I have a gun.
It doesn't matter. Most of the time,
I'm getting mauled. If I'm getting mauled by a fucking it's.
Bro, you ain't gonna be able to fight it. You ain't gonna be able.
Clock.
Dude, a tiger's skull is like that. It's fucking like 4 foot diameter. They're fucking huge. That's latched onto you, bro. Like, you done.
I'm not saying if it gets onto my neck.
Done.
I'm not saying if it gets onto my neck. Yeah, there's likelihood of me surviving is low.
Night.
But if I'm gonna die, that fucking cat's coming with me.
I'm mortally wounded enough, yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't care what animal you are. Okay, if you are getting full bore a 10mm round going at point blank range into your fur, you're going to get hurt. You're going to die. As long as I can get it onto the neck and pepper the spine and just end that before it happens. All right. Any last words?
Don't
say something racist. Don't say something. I'm joking.
I believe in solidarity with the people that dislike cheese. I am okay with your decision to dislike cheese.
I'm currently about to go use the restroom because I put so much cheese and I have lactose intolerance, so I agree.
I gotta scratch my arm.
All right.
All right,
See
mate.
you guys later.
Peace out, everybody.